Okay, well, welcome everybody to the quarterly impact call for the Accountability Lab for the second quarter of 2017. We're very excited today to be talking about building transparency around migration. My name is Blair Glencourse, and I work for the Accountability Lab. And today we are being joined by my colleague Kalpana Acharya from Nepal, who's running our Citizen HelpDesk program, and Yuvraj Nepal, who is co-founder of CMIR and is an accountapreneur, someone who's coming through our accountability incubator and working on migration issues. Migration is a very important topic in Nepal. There are many people every day migrating from Nepal to countries in Asia and the Middle East. And that process is not always as transparent and as accountable as it could be. And we at the Accountability Lab have set up a process called Citizen HelpDesk to help people gather information about the process of migration and make more informed decisions about how they want to participate in that process. So I'm going to begin with handing over to my colleague Kalpana, who is going to explain a little bit more about the help desk, what we do, and perhaps give some examples of how that's changing things. And then we'll hear from Yuvraj. But Kalpana, why don't I hand it over to you, and you can tell us about what we've been doing around migration in the migration.
Thank you so much, Blair, for providing me this opportunity. Hello, everyone. I'm Kalpana Acharya from Accountability Lab. Here in Accountability Lab, I'm leading Citizen HelpDesk project. I have noted some points regarding Citizen HelpDesk, so I'd like to share them with you. Citizen HelpDesk is an initiative to work as a feedback mechanism and to close the feedback loop in the community immediately after the earthquake. In the beginning, we worked in earthquake issue, but as we worked in the community, we realized the community people need more information regarding on migration issue. As you know, they are also told there are lots of problems in migration issues due to lack of information. There are lots of problems such as people are treated by so-called agents, manpower, and some of them are struggling to understand the process before going abroad. Seeing this need, we decided to focus on foreign labor migration. We started in the beginning. We started with 14 districts, but now we are we are focusing on 4 districts which are most affected by earthquake as well as foreign labor migration. To close the feedback loop, we mobilize community frontline associates to whom we call the CFA in short form, who come from that same community, and almost all of them are local journalists as well. CFA visit community, gather issues, and bring this issue back to the main Accountability Lab office in the center level. They also conduct focus group discussion and community meetings in their concerned location in their concerned community. They also organize community meetings. Community meetings are the platform which CFA organized to connect community people to the local government officials. After collecting the issues from the CFA, we go to the different authorized officer and collect facts, information, and we publish a monthly bulletin. You can also see on the slide. And to close the feedback loop, we also use community FM radio to broadcast the community meetings. Radio plays an important role in reaching a greater number of people from the community and offering solutions to their various issues. In Nepal, almost all people are trust to the community radio for their information as a tool of medium. CFA also gather individual cases on migration issue and they pass to Accountability Lab. Then after that, AL reports those cases to our partner organization who worked on resolving those cases of migration workers. So as we're working on migration, till now we have got 43 migration-related cases from different 4 districts. 5 cases got solved and 21 cases are on the process by CMIR and SAMI. 3 cases are closed and 6 are on the pending. Here I would like to share one case which is recently solved by Accountability Lab and our partner organization CMIR. Case of Rajesh Tamang from Kaveri district. Rajesh is one of the migrant workers who had gone for Malaysia before 8 months ago, but unfortunately he did not. He was not pay him. The company did not pay him properly, and he was also fired from the company. And Rajesh didn't have any money to return Nepal, and he was very troubled and stressed. After some time, one of the Rajesh friends meet him, Rajesh, and know about the situation of the Rajesh. And the friend, after some time, the friend also returned in Nepal, and he got chance to meet our CFA, Savita, who used to work in Kaveri district, and share about the situation of the Rajesh Tamang. And our CFA Savita has passed that case in our center office accountability lab. Then we report that case to CMIR, our partner organization that works on migration. Then within 1 week, CMIR was able to bring the Rajesh Tamang him back, and is still working to get him his deserved salary. I think Yuvraj Nepal will more elaborate about the Rajesh Tamang case later. So thank you, Blair. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
Thank you, Kalpana. Well, maybe I'll ask one question now, which would be, what are the biggest challenges to running something like the Citizen HelpDesk in Nepal? What are the biggest problems that you're facing?
So now there are some major challenges, like we are we are recognizing all over the country, and some of the cases, like we are just focusing on 4 districts, but some of the cases are coming beyond our working districts. Due to limitation, due to our resources, it's one of the challenges. And and in migration issue, I realized that people don't want to open their migration-related cases due to social pressure. They feel humiliated. So it's also one of the challenges. And another challenge is, I realized that as we are working remotely, sometimes we face to manage CFA's work, and sometimes we face like in communication. So it is also one of the challenges there.
Great. Thank you, Kalpana. Yuvraj, maybe we can move over to you. Can you tell us a bit more about what you're doing through CMIR and how it's helping to improve the transparency of migration in Nepal?
Thank you, Blair. Hello everyone. This is Yuvraj Nepal. I'm the co-founder of Center for Migration and International Relations, an organization work for the rights of migrant workers and their families. We have been focusing our areas in major 3 components: access to justice, access to information, and access to education of migrant workers and their families. So in relation to access to justice, we provide legal and paralegal support to the migrant workers and their families. We have helped around 600 migrant workers back in 2016. So, and we receive cases from civil society organizations, migrant counseling centers, returning migrant worker, journalists, and other network. As Kalpana shared a case of Rajesh Tamang, where we were able to support him and bring back to Nepal. So we coordinated with our network in Nepal Embassy in order to help Rajesh, so we were able to bring him back after a week of approach. And he is back in Nepal. So we are processing for compensation to get the money back, which he haven't received. Talking about the cases, we receive cases like death, where the family of migrant worker need assistance to bring back the dead body, get compensation from related institutions. and other breach of contract related problems where migrant workers are not getting salary, work, accommodation, food as per the contract. So we help migrant workers in these kind of problems. Other would be trafficking, jail cases, being undocumented related to deportation and other. So the other initiative is access to education, where we provide education to the children of migrant workers, especially those children whose parents have died working abroad or missing or have severe health injuries. Till date, we have supported 15 children from 2016. And the other initiative is access to information. Well, one of the major cause behind unsafe migration or problem that migrant workers face during foreign employment is due to lack of information. So Proboscis Suchana Sathi, a migration information companion, is an initiative of CMIR with the support from Accountability Lab to ensure migrant workers and their families the right to information. So this initiative is first in its kind, because we focus on process-oriented information. Like we not only tell them do this and do that, but we rather tell them what is the process to get the problem solved, or what is the process to incorporate it to make it a safer migration. So we have been focusing on accurate, timely, understandable, and process-oriented information, so that any migrant worker who is in the process of getting aspiring job from abroad, or who are in the process of for employment, they could use this information and have a right decision, so that they won't be facing any problem. In the slide, you can see a poster that we have developed under the Proboscis Suchana Sathi initiative with support from Accountability Lab. This poster is about amnesty. So Qatar announced amnesty to undocumented migrant workers who were working there, and that was the opportunity for migrant worker to return back without any fines, penalties, and other legal obstacles. So what we did is we developed this information, and it's a process-oriented information. If you could go through the poster, you can see there is type that migrant worker has to take in order to return back to Nepal, and each of the information are very plain, in simple language where a migrant worker could easily understand. It has also mentioned how many time a migrant worker the process might take in order to return back to Nepal. So this information was shared by many civil society organizations, help desks, and other migration counseling centers, and we even received calls from the migrant workers who were undocumented in Qatar, and they asked us about the process. They would like to know more about the process. So that was one of the achievement to assist the migrant worker in the process, and with the support from all these organizations and returning network, we were able to reach around 50,000, more than 50,000 individuals, and we see the impact whenever migrant workers call us and tell us that this was pretty much helpful for us to process to return back to Nepal. And the other poster that we developed was about the migrant workers who were jailed in Malaysia. They could facilitating them to return back to Nepal. Any migrant worker who are undocumented are jailed for a certain period of time, and there are certain process that has to be incorporated to return back to Nepal. And we developed the IEC material and assisted the migrant worker so that they could make use of this information, and they could return back to Nepal. And we were so happy to know that all the counseling centers established in local level were using this poster to facilitate the migrant worker and their families in cases like jail. And the other poster that we have the other video that we have developed is about the service that Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Consular Service Department, which is under Ministry of Foreign Affairs, has established. It's an online system where a migrant worker family or migrant worker family can get the benefit from the government from their own local level. That is to say, they can submit the online application. They don't have to visit Kathmandu, that is Kathmandu office that is in the center. Rather than they can fill the form from their district level in whenever they have to like whenever they need assistance to bring back the dead body of their family member who have died in the destination country, or whenever their family is missing in the destination country, or whenever they need assistance to get compensation from the destination country. So these are all activities have helped us to establish accountability in the process of migration and develop transparency among the stakeholder who plays their role in the process. Yeah,
thank you
so much.
Really interesting. Thank you. What are the same question to you? What are the biggest challenges that you're facing in doing all of this? What makes it difficult for you, and how do you overcome those challenges?
Well, one of the challenges that we face is collecting information whenever there is information related to the destination country, because we need to coordinate with the destination country governments. That is to say, destination country includes like majority of the Gulf countries and Malaysia, because those are major primary destination countries. So we need to coordinate with them, we need to talk to them, and there's one language barrier among, like, since we don't understand their language, so it's quite difficult to get in touch with them. And whenever we access a document, majority of the document are in their own native language, and that is quite difficult to study. And in those cases we take help of some migrant worker who can study the document and assist us in making the IEC materials like this.
Great, really interesting. And one follow-up question for both of you, Kalpana, you as well, would be, how do you communicate what you're doing to migrants or potential migrants or returned migrants? How do you make sure that people understand the benefits of using the Citizen HelpDesks or CMIR?
So,
sorry, Blair.
Yeah. Please.
Yuvraj, yeah. No, you can tell.
Okay, so what we have been doing through access to information initiative is we develop and disseminate it. In order to disseminate, we have been mobilizing our network that we have developed from past few years. That is to say, we have been in coordination with many civil society organizations. There are around 25 to 30 civil counseling centers where we will disseminate the information about the IEC material that we develop. We also disseminate those information to the destination country and the committees and the informal committees of migrant worker, NRNA, and the government itself, Nepal embassies, so that our focus is to reach as many migrant workers as possible.
Great. Kalpana, how about you and the Citizen HelpDesk?
So you mean for aspiring workers? Can you elaborate questions, Blair?
Yes, the question is, how do you communicate what the helpdesks do to communities? How do you make sure that people know what's happening and what they can?
Now I got. Our CFA used to visit the people day-to-day field visit, and they talk about the migration issue. There is the awareness on migration issue, and we also publish the Citizen HelpDesk bulletin, and they print the CFA print out the bulletin, and they used to distribute in the community, and they also used to post where the people used to see sometimes they also share in women's meetings and focus group discussion, so that they can share about the migration issue, so they can raise the awareness on migration.
And adding to Kalpana's point, so since there are many new issues that comes across whenever the Citizen HelpDesk team go to the community and come like visit the migrant workers. So in order to make sure that they get the right information, they communicate with Kalpana ji and me myself, so that we could assist them to provide information in relation to migration. That's how we have been working.
Yeah.
Great. And what do you think, if you could choose one lesson that you've learned from this work that's really important, what do you think that lesson would be?
So
lesson from the work, or
yes, from the work. What would be the one lesson about how to do this that you would share with people?
So now we got that, like in community people, they don't want to easily, they don't want to open their case. If our CFA regular visit in the community, so that they feel more comfortable. And this year the issue. And we also realized that in the beginning we used to like conduct large community meetings, but now we are focusing on small focus group discussion, so that they can share the their issues, their case related case issues, so that we can help them on the process, on the to solve their problems.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
Okay, yeah.
Yuvraj,
so talking about Proboscis System initiative, whenever we started this project and we started developing IEC material, then we communicate with the local NGOs who have been working on migration sector. We meet them, we organize a discussion, and we not only with them, we organize discussions with migrant worker, returning migrant worker, or migrant worker network. Then we come to know that previously the information that migrant worker, the counseling center used to provide to the migrant worker, that was not in their mind. Whatever they learned, they just forget, and they just don't care about it. But whenever we start providing very process-oriented information, they even call them and tell that, yeah, that was pretty much helpful, and I followed the process and I could get the benefit, or I could solve the problem. And that inspires us to come up with more creative, more process-oriented, more interactive information material in the coming days.
Wonderful. Very interesting. Why don't we open it up and see if there's one or two questions from any of the other participants. Is anyone on the call? Does anyone have a question?
Hi, yes, this is Anne Sophie. I have a question for either or both of you. I'm curious to hear what the next steps are in your projects, of how you hope to grow the work that you're doing in the future.
Thanks for the question, Annie. So through the Citizen HelpDesk, now we are planning. We have already been started. Like we are set up like Migration Help Desk Club in our CFA's concerned community, like in the club, like returning migrant workers and members of the migrant workers family and aspiring people can be the members of the club. So the club will active to raise the awareness on migration issue. So in having district, we have already set up we have already set up our Migration Help Desk Club in Sindhupalchok. We have already set up. So we have planning for to expand in other districts and all the CFA's concerned community.
Okay, thank you, Kalpana. So talking about me or the initiative that CMI is leading, Proboscis System or Migration Information Companion. We have been trying to expand the network that we have. We would like to increase the number of migrants who could access our information. So that's our primary focus, yeah, and we have been coordinating with youth organizations and other informal organizations where there is no presence of any other organization or any government institution in the districts, where no one has approached. So that is our primary focus for now, and we have been looking for like supports from other organizations so that we can expand our work more, because the number of the requirement is more high than the one that we have been developing.
Thank you, Yuvraj. And I had a follow-up question to that, which was about how you are both collaborating with the government and the private sector on this. Part of what we're trying to do at the Accountability Lab is build an ecosystem for accountability where it's not just civil society, but it's government, it's business, it's the media who are coming together to solve these problems. And you mentioned it a little bit, but are there ways now that you are trying to really push the government to engage in this, for example, and help you make this bigger and better and more sustainable?
Yes. So we have been the institution responsible for developing and disseminating information is Foreign Employment Promotion Board, but since Foreign Employment Promotion Board couldn't do much, there might be some obligation from their part. So we have been working together with FEPB so that we can disseminate the information and develop, and we have been taking assistance from government institutions to develop the IAC materials. For example, we develop the online system video. So we developed this in coordination with Department of Consular Section Nepal, and that was pretty much helpful, because before we developed the online the information material about online application, there were only a few, like in a week they used to get 2 or 3 online application for the problem migrant workers are facing in the destination country, or for bringing back the dead body or missing. But whenever we start approaching it and we followed with the consular section, we came to know that now they are receiving around 2 cases per day. But still the number is less, because they are receiving more application offline. That is to say, the migrant worker are visiting the consular service department in Kathmandu and submitting the application. So we have been trying to promote this information material, so that any migrant worker who need assistance from consular section shouldn't have to, they don't have to visit the Kathmandu office. Rather, they can go to the internet service provider or internet where there is internet service, and they can just fill up the form and process ahead for getting help from the government.
So in Citizen HelpDesk, so as we already shared, we gather issues, questions from the community. Then we got that issues, questions from the community, and to debunk that issues, that rumor, we asked to the government officers, like in the spokesperson of the Department of Foreign Employment, DOFI, and they give us answer. Sometimes we also asked about the authorized other migration-related organizations like People's Forum, which is working since 7-8 years, around 7-8 years on migrant workers issues. Then they give us like fact information. Then we keep on the Citizen HelpDesk bulletin, and we publish the bulletin. Then we back in the community. So, and sometimes we visit a spokesperson of the DOFE and other organization peoples, and they assist, they give feedback on how to like improve our bulletin, how to improve our work, like that. And government officers have been frequently assisting us on working on migration issues.
Excellent. Thank you, Kalpana. We're running out of time, so thank you, Kalpana. Thank you, Yuvraj. Really, really interesting. Clearly, lots of very difficult issues with migration in Nepal.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you for being with us, and lots more to talk about. Lots of good work being done. So for those of you listening in who'd like to know more, please visit our website. You can find out more about Citizen HelpDesk at citizenhelpdesk.org. Yuvraj, where should people go to find out more about CMIR?
So anyone could get information about our initiative in our website, www.cmir.org.np, or if you would like to get updates on Proboscis System Sathi initiative, so we do have a Facebook page called Proboscis System Sathi.
Wonderful, thank you. So thank you everyone for listening, and we'll post this call very soon on the website, so you can listen again if you missed anything. Thanks so much, Kalpana and Yuvraj, and keep up the good work. We'll be in touch.
Thank you so much.